the Kingdom Hearts series, what is your favorite character?
Axel. Duh. Winning. Axel.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book?
Yes.
I think she wants you.
Let me think about that for a moment. That's a good question. There's lots of books I love.
What's your favorite one recently?
Yeah. Or children's book, too.
Well, okay, yeah, there's children's books I love. What?
Tuesday.
I will say my favorite children's book is Goodnight Moon.
Oh, that's a good book.
I love that book.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love that book.
Beautiful. It's
You know
just,
by heart.
I don't, but I know there's, Good night, moon. Good night, stars.
As Christopher Walken.
Good night, moon. Good night, stars. Good night, people everywhere. Because I remember my mom would read it to me all the time, and it's just lilting and lovely, and the words just, you could see everything. And of course, there was good night to the little mouse in the house. Good night, chair. And it was just very comforting.
Do you know the series Dune?
I'm familiar with it, but I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, okay, because there's an online book called Goodnight Dune.
Oh, Goodnight Dune.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a parody of Goodnight Moon?
Yeah.
And it's. Do you know about Dune? Like the It's basically Goodnight Moon, but it's Dune.
Is it cleverly done?
It is very cleverly done. I think it's worth googling.
Okay, all right.
Good one.
And I like a lot of biographies.
Yeah.
So most recently, I read a book on Peter Sellers, who is a classic character actor. Mostly in the 60s and 70s and just into the beginning of the 80s. It's a book called Mr. Strangelove, and he's a genius. He was most notable for a character called Inspector Clouseau in a series called The Pink Panther.
Oh, yay!
Now, you guys may know Steve Martin's Pink Panther, but that's not...
You're talking about the television.
But Peter Sellers, Pink Panther, I mean, he did about 5 films. He also did Dr. Strangelove, and he did Being There was his last film he did with Shirley MacLaine, and I think he was nominated for an Oscar. And he didn't get it, but he deserved it. He was also in comedy groups. He was in a group called The Goons, and they were a precursor to Monty Python and Saturday Night Live. And he's just somebody I would look up. He's interesting. I'm also reading a biography of Keith Richards right now.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Life.
I love it.
And as a kid, I liked the Hardy Boy mystery series. Of course, to the girls, there was Nancy Drew.
Yes.
And what else? What will come to me is I'll just blurt it out as we're speaking here.
What about Goosebumps?
Babysitter.
I don't know that.
Might be after.
Well, he was older.
It came out in the 90s.
Yeah, that came out
Came out in the 90s.
Oh, Babysitter's Club.
Babysitter's Club.
I don't know that.
The Breakfast Club?
Well,
That was a movie.
That was a movie.
Yeah.
I like Manchester Reeves.
I remember from Breakfast Club. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Right? I felt so bad for him.
I heard Digimon when you do Marcus, on one episode you said gotta memorize in one of them.
I did. You're right. We did that for the fans. You're right.
Oh, cool.
That was the director Jeff Nimoy's idea.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So Marcus Damon. Yeah, because there was this, got it memorized. That was Marcus Damon. Yeah.
Nice. Mine's just sort of an offhanded comment, but every time he speaks and I look at him, he reminds me of Doctor Who. That's what I'm thinking.
The current Doctor Who or the one before? David Tennant.
The one before. David Tennant.
Yes.
Tennant.
The one before David Tennant or
No,
David
Tennant.
Okay.
There you go.
The new one is.
The new one is not as good.
I feel so
The old
much
one
more
was not as
sexy
good.
now.
There you go.
I really do.
I'll give you that.
Can you hear me okay? With this on my face? No, so I can ask you a question? Can you hear me through this? Or okay. All right. So between Kingdom Hearts 2 and then they went back and they did Chain of Memories again, and,
Yes.
and you were Axel. There's a major like difference in the way he speaks in both those. Is that done on like purpose? Like, did you decide I want to make him sound very different in Chain of Memories, or did they like tell you we want him to sound different in Chain of Memories?
Is there really a big difference?
It's not like whoa, but it's like it's different.
Yeah.
Somebody throw me those.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You're having a Charlie Sheen moment.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. He's having a Charlie Sheen moment. He's drinking every night. No.
Because of his mother.
Yeah. My drug is called Charlie Sheen. You couldn't have it because your face would melt. I remember going back to those sessions. I was still Axel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember them, bringing back up some of the session work we had done previously, and I remember getting back into character and doing it. I think it was the same director, but there might have been different producers involved, and I think that's where it goes back to the question we had before, what they want in terms of performance. And so I was kind of
I was like marathoning them back to back. I was like, it's different.
Yeah. Well, because of time and then because of the other people involved, so I kind of had to go with the flow.